Let me invite Professor Jamila Begum, Shri Jaykumar, and Dr. Rakshanda Jalil to the stage. Let us begin with a welcome. I invite Professor Jamila Begum, former Dean, Faculty of Arts, Kerala University, and Trustee, Wakam Maulavi Foundation, to welcome the gathering and the two esteemed speakers of this commencement session.
Distinguished guests of honor, Sri Jaykumar sir, Dr. Rakshanda Jalil, eminent scholars from abroad and home, respected well-wishers and members of VMFT, faculty and students of the University of Kerala, and all other guests who have responded to our invitation and are here to launch this international seminar on tradition, dialogue, and dissent, Wakam Maulavi and his contemporaries. We have a whole lineup of very prominent scholars for this two-day seminar, and I'm sure that the seminar is going to be a very meaningful and important step for the VMFT and its activities. Wakam Maulavi is known in Kerala. He is also known the world over now as a visionary, as a reformer who during the late 1800s and the early 1900s fought for social justice and equality, not just among the Muslims, but the community of Kerala. This was a time when autocracy was rampant in almost all the states in India, and Wakam Maulavi, through his newspapers, Swadesh Abhimani, and his various other publications, tried to ignite the reasoning of the people of Kerala to question some of the established norms and traditions. Particularly among the Muslim community, during the 1900s, when women were not sent to be educated, he wanted women to come forward and be a part of the building of society and culture. It was through his teachings and his reforms, and sometimes even his interpretations of the religious books in a new light, which showed that women were equal to the male population, and they also needed to occupy an important position in society. So it was as a visionary, as a leader, and as a reformer, we see Wakam Kader Maulavi today. And as we talk about Maulavi, we also need to remember that the Wakam Maulavi Foundation, which was instituted by Dr. K.M. Bashir in the 1960s, which later became the Wakam Maulavi Foundation and the Trust, which today is known all over the world, I should say, thanks to the efforts that our present chairman, Dr. V.K. Damodaran, and Sajida Bashir, and Engineer Suhair, all the, I would say, the hard work that they have been doing has brought the VMFT to the forefront and to the attention of the world. Why do we study, or why do we need to study Wakam Maulavi today? The question of modernity and tradition are facets of history that we need to revisit from time to time. For long, tradition may have held people together and diffused their thinking powers. And it is then that someone begins to begin a dialogue and begins to dissent and question why things are as they are. For very long, we have thought of Islam as something that belongs to the deserts of Arabia. But today, we need to rethink it in terms of Islam on the ocean, because it was the ocean, the Indian Ocean, that played a very prominent part in bringing cultures of different regions, different nations together. And naturally, when there is this contact between cultures, there is also there is the need for change and an acceptance of other cultures. Even the UNESCO has today recognized that the heritage sites are not just the historical natural sites. They are also the landscape sites that need to be explored in terms of the Indian Ocean. There are over 40 countries that border the Indian Ocean today. And all these countries, in one way or another, have had trade relationships with one another. Cultural exchanges, architectural structures that have been built. All these show us that even as we remember the legacy of Wakam Maulavi, we need to see that Wakam Maulavi also would have been influenced by the waves of the Indian Ocean that came in from other parts of the world. He would have been greatly influenced by what Egypt and Islam taught. He would have been influenced by what was happening in the deserts. Today, when we talk about seafarers, we talk about Alauddin and the magic carpet. We are actually thinking in terms of travel. Travel is the norm, and that is what this seminar, this international seminar, is all about. The diasporas that have been built across the world. With these introductory remarks, I would like to welcome Dr. Sri Jayakumar, sir, IAS officer, who was the former chief secretary of the government of Kerala. And today I would say he is the pride of the Malayali. He has just secured the Kendra Sahitya Academy award for poetry. So congratulations to you, Jayakumar sir. But we also know him as the bard of Malayalam, the poet of lyrics. We know him to be a writer of tradition, of legends. But we also know that he is a symbol of modernity. So we got the right person here to start the commencement program for us today. Rakshanda Jalil comes from Delhi, and she is an Urdu writer, a writer who has translated Urdu poetry, who herself is a writer. She questions the identity of the Muslim woman, and she says, what is it that makes me a Muslim in this country? Is it my garb, my clothes, or is it something else? Is it my beliefs? Is it my religion? So these are questions I'm sure Rakshanda Jalil is going to address in her talk to us today. So very warm welcome to you, Rakshanda Jalil, and the International Seminar. So with these words, and a very, very warm welcome to one and all who has gathered here today for the commencement ceremony. And I also hope that the two-day deliberations that will follow will be a kind of opening for our research scholars to go deep into many of the issues that have lain hidden for a very long time. So thank you.